You're listening to the Substation Gaming Podcast. I'm Black Chestnut. With me, I have Lucas
Hello.
and Ricola.
Yellow.
Today, we're going to be talking about, pretty much all the news that happened last week. Starting off with the Xbox event, mostly focused around the backwards compatibility aspect that was announced then.
Yeah. There wasn't really any other announcements there, was there? It was mainly just sort of a...
Yeah, it was an anniversary celebration.
Yeah.
Event.
The Rock was there or something.
Yeah.
They showed the Duke.
That was the coolest thing for me. The Rock.
Yeah. Well, that's because he was there for the original Xbox, I want to say.
Yeah.
When they were
So they're like,
showing
oh,
it off, like 20 years ago.
And he's cool again now, so it's perfect.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta be real. Microsoft is doing like everything right with the Xbox One X, like in terms of like being customer friendly, but also I don't really want to buy one in the slightest.
Yeah,
neither
I
do
kind of totally agree.
I mean, I would maybe for some of their backwards compatibility stuff, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta remember, companies like this, they always flip-flop.
Yeah.
Just last generation, it was Xbox being super anti-consumer and Sony being very pro-consumer in comparison.
Yeah, it happens every generation.
They always flip-flop. It's totally dependent on like who's currently ahead. You know?
Whoever gets cocky, because
Yeah.
like the PS3 launch was a nightmare, and then the Xbox One launch was a nightmare. So it's whoever's cocky. But the backwards compatibility, some of those games they had are genuinely impressive. Like Sonic Unleashed.
Oh yeah.
Is running at 60 FPS. We finally did it. That game's completely playable.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I know.
It's actually really cool.
Yeah, technology we finally did far enough to run a Sonic game from like 2010.
Yeah.
I don't know how much I'm going to play with Sonic Unleashed, but it's cool that it's playable now.
See, I just replayed it like a year ago, so I would be like really excited if I hadn't replayed it last year.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I really appreciate it now because it's fresh in my mind how badly that game ran, but what else? I remember in the actual showcase, we saw I think the Fear trilogy. Fear is cool. It hasn't been an entry in that in forever, so seeing that get a port's nice. Any other games of note, really? I mean, there was a ton of games. I'm just trying to think to narrow anything down.
I was more or less...
I was like, whoa.
I don't really remember any specific games. What was the specific number they said of like how many games they were bringing forward?
I think it was like 70.
Yeah, I was about to say
70 new games?
I think 70, yeah.
Okay.
Which, whew.
Yeah,
over 70 new backwards compatibility. I just double checked.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah,
That's
I
better
remember shortly
Sony.
after the announcement and stuff, Phil Spencer was like, yeah, the industry as a whole should focus more on emulation and preserving classic titles.
Awesome. He's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's better than when the PS4 had 20 PS2 games total throughout its lifespan.
Yeah.
It's like, oh. But yeah, it's like
that's
doing
weird.
everything. Oh, what's weird?
I said that's weird. Why wouldn't they put more ports from the PS2?
Because Sony of America, the head of it, thinks he just doesn't believe in porting old games. He straight up said, "Why would anyone play a game that's more than 5 years old?"
I remember that.
It was like, oh my god, and yeah, I believe he's currently the head of Sony in general now. So,
that's
yeah, about holding out much faith that there will be a similar service on PS5 as like this. PS5's, got exclusives, so yeah, I gotta buy that.
It doesn't really have that many more exclusives compared to Microsoft, though. I mean, Microsoft currently has 0 exclusives, and effectively will have 0 exclusives for the remainder of its generation because they insist on porting everything to PC day in, day of. Which, makes sense for Microsoft's case because it's like, well, they
They're
kind of
making
have
money
a
either way.
monopoly
Xbox still
on.
sells well.
Yeah,
Xbox
well,
is,
it's like it makes sense for Microsoft specifically to port all their games to PC because it's like they already have a big hand in the PC market base owning Windows.
yeah.
So competing with themselves is stupid. If they just look at it as their two different branches, their console and their PC division, and they just lump the two gaming sectors of it
Right.
together,
Which was
Right.
it
smart.
makes
It was
sense.
really dumb in the early 2000s when they were kind of fighting each other. Like when they dropped a
Yeah.
lot of like PC gaming support. Like DirectX got really neglected in the early 2000s. It was really weird. I'm glad
Yeah.
they're.
Which that makes no sense to me. Like, isn't DirectX like one of the main like rendering things we use for every game?
It's how games run out of Windows. They've really like just ignored it a lot. Like just paid a lot less attention to it in the early 2000s. Like out of nowhere, just to push the Xbox harder.
Right.
Yeah, there was just a weird period where they were just ignored PC gaming, and it was really strange. Um, but yeah, see that's the thing. It's like I'm so happy with all the stuff they're doing. Like, oh, I don't got to buy an Xbox to get any sort of exclusive game now, but also I there's no reason for me to buy an Xbox then.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't planning on it either, but
I guess now they do have the backwards compatibility
Yeah,
angle
so
because you can't really do that on the PC, specifically this.
yeah.
I mean, you could always just download your own emulators and stuff.
Original Xbox emulation is a bit of is tricky, so there's
Yeah.
still a
I
little bit there.
I was just about to say that. I remember it being a little tricky to get it actually to work.
Yeah. It's not as like
You
it's
always
not
run the
something like
risk, though.
GameCube or PS2 at emulation where there's like hundreds and hundreds of man hours put into making them run perfectly.
Right. You always got to take that when you try to emulate something on anything.
Yeah. Um. But yeah, cool event. There are a lot of green screens there in front of, which is good because the Xbox is green, which is a cool color. That's my thoughts on the Xbox in its entirety.
It's just green. That's the only good take you have away from it.
It's
green.
not easy being green.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah.
Microsoft, you're doing everything right except for I still I feel bad.
They're doing some stuff right. But at the same time, it's like you also got to remember all the bad shit they've done.
They do. That's true.
So it's like that kind of balances it out.
um,
Quick, is my breathing being picked up at all?
I haven't noticed anything really.
Okay, I see the bar going up a little bit. I was wondering if that's my breathing or anything. But continue.
Yeah.
Are we just wrapping up the Xboxes collectively?
Actually, the one reason I buy an Xbox is I hate using the Microsoft Store. You ever try using the Windows Store? It's a nightmare.
Yeah, that is. It's always super laggy.
I wanted to play that Sonic DLC, so I had to get like the Bedrock edition for like Minecraft. That Sonic DLC for Minecraft. I had to get like the Bedrock edition on PC, which that was like,
Oh,
how many hoops you have to jump through to do that? Just
right. Like
download
what?
Minecraft. Not.
Even on the phones, it's super slow. Like the Google Play Store.
Yeah, well, it's just like their store is also so awkward to navigate. I think that's the one thing keeping the Java edition of Minecraft alive is that the Windows Store is horribly awkward to navigate. But
yeah, let's. I think anything else from you, Black Chestnut?
Not that I can think of.
All right, let's move on to a actual League of Legends topic we actually have
Yeah.
planned to talk about today instead of making references, and it's the Riot Forge event. We got
Yeah.
four main points really to talk about this in total, which is the 4
Yeah.
games that they talked about. Let's start off with the first one, which is Song of Nunu.
So this is The Last Guardian starring Nunu and his creepy creature.
Right.
He's not that creepy.
No,
He's not. He's less creepy these days. He used to be creepy.
Yeah. He's
he's
much more of a where the wild things are type of guy
exactly,
now.
exactly.
You know, I get they're going for that. Although I also
But he's
I
animated, so he
see.
doesn't
I
look
haven't played League
terrifying.
in 1,000 years, but my memories of Nunu were him coming out of a bush and murdering everyone with a giant snowball. So I think he should be a horrible trash creature that will devour you.
I mean, he still
Yeah.
does that, but he rolls the snowball at you this
Yeah, now
time.
he's cute while murdering you.
Yeah. In fact, I think he murders you with an even bigger snowball now.
Okay.
Yeah, he rolls up
Yeah.
a big one, or he can pelt you with like 30 of them at once.
Yeah.
That's scale with full AP. That does a lot of damage. But anyways, to actually talk about the game.
Yeah. So it's like an action adventure game where you play as Nunu with Willump and you're traveling around the Freljord.
Yeah.
The
Walking around the
graphics-
icy place.
The graphics themselves look freaking gorgeous. It really sets a nice snow theme. Sorry, I can't talk for
Yeah.
a second. But
Yeah, I think the environments look pretty good. Keep in mind everything is still in fairly early development.
Yeah.
yeah, so this is
So
all like
nothing
rough.
is like finished. Everything's very unpolished in the trailer. Like I noticed that like Nunu's model and stuff looked a little unfinished.
They're
In a
putting
way.
all the polish into those Willump interactions.
Yeah, but of course, I kind of looked at the trailer and figured, Nunu only looks like that because they're not done with it yet,
Yeah, and
Yeah.
honestly, he looks better than the game, than League. So they already
Yeah, well, that's not hard to do.
exactly.
League intentionally gimps a lot of its models and stuff simply to. Well, first off, they make them intentionally to look good from a top-down perspective, and then they also
Zoom in, they look hilarious.
yeah, and they also like make sure to like lower their stuff just to make sure you can run it on like really, bad PCs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why League can literally be ran on a freaking toaster oven.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if this game grabs me that much. Like, it looks like a cute, explory game, but
It's something different. That's all it is, really.
It's just an action adventure game,
yeah. I just I don't
I
know,
kind
I
of look
think-
at it as like, akin to like a Zelda game.
yeah. I guess. Yeah, like I said, it's pretty much looks like The Last Guardian starring Nunu. That seems to be what they're going for.
I'm not
Which-
sure. It depends on. I don't think you control Nunu the same way.
No, but
no.
he
I
you
think
don't
it's like
control when he does stuff
Yeah,
with you.
yeah.
you
To
know?
go a
you
little bit
do
in depth
stuff
about
with
that.
Nunu, but like I'm pretty sure you can just climb on Nunu's back and then you'll full on control well, not Nunu. Nunu will climb on Willem's back and then you'll full on control Willem.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. That's what it looked like in the trailer, at least.
Okay.
Yeah, but to go with that a little bit, to talk about the game mechanics is Nunu's the Yeti, right? Or is Willem the Yeti?
Nunu is the child.
Okay.
The Willem is the Yeti.
Okay. Well, Willem is controlled by smell. So like different smells do different things.
Oh yeah, there's a
Yeah,
lot
I
of
thought it was sound.
No, I'm pretty sure it's smell.
I'm pretty sure they said that like Nunu has a magic flute that he uses, and
if
then
you
it will
play
make
crappy music, he
Willem.
throws a snowball at you.
Yeah, and that will make Willem do different things, by playing different
You know,
music
maybe he
notes
has
and stuff like
multiple
that.
senses.
Okay.
I mean, I believe that Willem can in fact smell. He does have a nose.
Yeah, he does. He does have a good nose. Yes, he's a Yeti.
But I'm pretty sure they said it was sound.
Yeah.
Okay, well
Um,
he plays different sounds, and it makes Willem do different things.
Yeah,
you
you
know,
can make him do the disco dance.
very funny. Very
Yeah.
funny. Yeah. A lot of ice. See, I'm thinking about this game and all I'm remembering is ice. It looks very icy. Very cold.
Icy.
Very blue. There's some white there. Yeah, that's what I've gathered about this game. um
Well, yeah, it's like we
Yeah.
said before, it's pretty rough, like rough draft type shit. So
Yeah,
we got
it's
what we
not
got.
done yet.
It's not
It
done.
looks pretty good so far, I'd say.
Yeah,
It's
looks
definitely unpolished, but like I said, not done. Still working on it. Not gonna come out for like another year
At
at
least, yeah.
least. Yeah,
And by then
It's-
it'll probably you'll
I'm
see
sure it'll
more and
look a
more of
lot
it.
better.
Yeah, it'll look a lot better. You'll see more and more of it. They just kind of showed like the gist of it, what it's
I
about.
think it looks very promising.
Yeah, I
so do you
agree.
think they're gonna kill Willump at the end? Do you think?
No,
I hope
every League
I
of Legend character has hyper plot armor. They're literally all invincible. They will never die.
Come on, the league's plot's already
No,
out the
man.
window.
If you've watched through Arcane, you'll like come to the realization of all these characters have hyper plot armor.
To be fair, isn't that a prequel? So
It is a
that's
prequel, so yeah. So it follows prequel rules of we know all these characters won't die because
yeah,
obviously they exist later in the future.
yeah. um, but
you want-
League of Legends lore to the point where the game's now non-canon. I feel like they should be able to do anything now. So, kill Willump, do it,
No,
do it. Make an ending that'll make everyone cry.
no, don't do that. Don't do that.
I mean that they already do that like in Nunu's death animation in League.
Okay.
Yeah, because like in Nunu's death animation, like Willump dies and falls over, and then Nunu like, hugs his corpse and is like, "No, it's okay. It'll be better." It's really fucked.
That sounds depressing.
So
Have
what
you
you're
never
saying
seen
is
Nunu's
that
death animation?
Not like
Games.
looked at it. I don't think. I don't remember it looking
Yeah,
like
usually they
that.
just fall over and they fall into the fog of war and you just stop paying attention.
Yeah.
But
No,
this
just like
season
just
Nunu's
like
invincible.
Google like Nunu's death animation in League real quick, and you'll see what I'm talking about.
You
Hold
can't
on.
execute Nunu after defeating Willump. What a crap game.
Let's see. Let's take a look at this. New rework. New.
Or just like Nunu Willump death animation.
It's just gonna get you to be sad now on stream. But
I'm watching a League video while getting a League ad.
oh my, Riot trying to advertise. I ain't gonna play your games, Riot. Okay, maybe one of these indie ones though, but that's only because they're not made by Riot. I'll play them
That's
maybe.
so sad. He's like, I'll save you, Willem. I'll save you. And he just
Oh.
curls up in a ball and dies. My God.
You know what I
Tragic.
mean?
We can't kill Willump.
Yeah.
I'm gonna reuse that animation in his new game.
Oh, that's a good idea. But at the same time, that's so sad because you gotta imagine the scene that would have to be with
There's
that.
no
you
other
can't
way
do that.
to end a game where you have like the cute pet, like friendship video game. There's no other way to end it. Even like Shadow of the Colossus pulls that crap.
I don't want.
So
I
like,
don't,
I'm pretty sure Nunu's mother is already dead, so we already have the sad shit there.
Well, the game is he's searching for her.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's probably frozen somewhere.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
You're gonna find her as a popsicle at the end of the game. Very dour.
oh my goodness, Ricola, you're so bad. Popsicle.
Yeah.
Anyways, you wanna move on to the next game that
Sure.
was talked about at the Riot Forge? Okay, so
Yeah.
it was the was it
It's Hex Tech Mayhem.
yeah Hex Tech Mayhem.
This is the rhythm game where you play as Ziggs.
Yes, which is super cool actually.
It's by
Yeah.
the Bit Trip Runner devs, so it looks like pretty much a new Bit Trip Runner game, which is pretty cool because it's been a while.
Yeah. Yeah.
Honestly, this is probably the most interested I'm in any of these games. I don't know, this just looks fun, like just a fun, goofy rhythm game.
Yeah, it seems really cool. They said it had like a Parappa the Rapper-esque mechanic where it wants you to like freestyle,
Yeah,
where they want you to there's hidden music notes, sort of, where there's like, hidden ones that they want you to
they're
press
invisible, so
by listening to the music and stuff like that.
yeah, so get into the groove better than it actually shows you. which is
Yeah.
cool because that means that this might be one of those rhythm games where you could just play it with your eyes closed, which is how I judge most rhythm games. If I can play it with my eyes closed, they're pretty cool.
Yeah.
So wait, you
Um,
actually might play a Riot game? Is this what I'm hearing?
No, this is only published by Riot. I ain't supporting. I'm only supporting Riot out of necessity with this.
That's messed up, man.
I'm not playing a first party Riot game. Screw that.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of like the Riot Forge stuff, just in kind of like a general sense, because what it is effectively is just it's Riot's indie publishing division effectively, where what they've been doing for since they started it effectively, and we're just not just now finally seeing the fruits of the initial labor of it. Was they were just going to indie studios with that they kind of like liked their games of, and they're just like, hey, you made this game, make us a game using our characters with this gameplay.
I like how they all said that they let them choose the champion, by the way.
Yeah.
And everyone still chose Echo.
Well,
Yeah.
Echo's iconic.
Yeah, of course they're gonna pick the coolest characters. They want their game to sell well. They're not gonna pick fucking like.
I want an Urgot game, okay?
Well,
Yeah.
if they wanted
Well,
cool
Well,
characters,
Urgot's
Urgot's
like-
cool now, so you can't even do that. Yeah,
Who's
but they're
the
not
lame-
gonna pick like trying to find. They're not gonna pick like Tom Kench.
they should have picked Kaisa.
Yeah, a Tom Kench game could be sick though, where he's like
Yeah.
eating people.
What about Azir or Zirath or Aurelion Soul?
I mean, those could be cool.
Like those are
I think there might be a Shurima game in the works. There was like kind of a teaser for it at the end, but not really.
See, this Hextech Mayhem game is the best one though because they were smart and chose some Yordles
Yeah, they chose Ziggs.
and Heimerdinger, who are both pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh, it's funny because Heimerdinger's in Arcane.
Oh, huh.
Yeah. So you get to see Heimerdinger's backstory.
Oh my god, he has a backstory?
Yeah, I mean, effectively, like by the time the events of Arcane, he's already 300 years old.
oh wow.
I forgot they completely changed Yordle lore.
Yeah.
Doesn't their Vandal City not even exist anymore?
Oh, it exists.
Okay, I thought they decanonized that or whatever.
No, it exists. It just exists in like a pocket dimension. Or how it works is that they have like portals that they jump in and out of that will take them back from Vandal City to like other regions.
Okay, so you're telling me
Like,
that
They could jump in a portal that's in Demacia and then go to Vandal City and then jump out a different portal to Shurima from Vandal City.
okay,
Something
why
like
not?
that. Yeah.
That will be for the hub for the eventual Teemo 3D platformer that will
Yeah.
come out someday.
Oh yeah. There's it's so likely that we're gonna get like a Teemo game. I'll be
See,
amazed
if
if
they
we
make a
don't.
Teemo game, I'll buy it. I promise.
Yeah, you've been
Yeah.
talking about it for like years.
I promise. Can we get like Teemo's? Can we get like a Hitman clone where like Teemo has to assassinate people with his?
That would be
leather?
really good. Yeah, a Teemo like stealth action game could be really good. It's like Metal Gear, but it's Teemo.
Yeah. When we talk about Project L, I'm going to be discussing my potential Teemo moveset when we get to that. So look forward
Yeah.
to that.
I mean, Teemo's in like the card game and stuff.
Of
He
course.
has like a really interesting like burn deck.
Oh yeah, does he put mushrooms and stuff on?
Yeah,
it?
so how he works is he puts mushrooms into the enemy's deck and onto like random cards in their deck, and so if they draw a card that has a mushroom on it, then they'll take damage.
That's awesome.
But you can stack multiple mushrooms on a single card.
Mhm.
So if you apply enough mushrooms, then it's a potential that they draw a card that has like 5 mushrooms on it, and they take 5 damage.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
That's actually a perfect way to adapt the gameplay. That's
Yeah.
brilliant. But yeah, Hextech Mayhem definitely. Honestly, I think this Echo's game might be neat, but I can't really say much about it because I don't think we saw that much. Honestly,
We saw
So-
an okay amount, but yeah.
we did, but I still feel like I don't have a good feel of the game. But we'll talk about that in a minute. At this
Yeah.
point, I think Hextech Mayhem is the most interested I am in any of these games
Yeah.
in terms of
pretty cool
anything I'll
looking.
actually go out and play.
Yeah. I get that.
But do you want to move on to our next game then?
Yeah, we can talk
Yeah,
about Convergence.
Convergence, the Echo game where you walk around
Yeah.
Zon in a side scroller.
Yeah, it's a side-scrolling action game. It might be a Metroidvania.
Yeah.
You know, they did say there was some level of exploration in there. So
I just couldn't get a good feel from it from the footage they showed. Like the levels like looked linear, but who
Yeah.
knows? It was just kind of a slice they showed us.
yeah, I'm not sure. It really like because the difference between a Metroidvania and like a 2D action platformer really is entirely the level design. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, that gameplay loop of getting more abilities and stuff. And it's like, what more abilities you give an Echo at this point? He already looks pretty wacky.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, like they could like it could technically be a Metroidvania without giving him abilities because like people count like Blasphemous and stuff as a Metroidvania, and there's no power ups in that game.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I guess something like yeah. Yeah, just like opening up other areas where you don't give you abilities, kind of like the Dark Souls style.
Yeah,
Like, but I can't get a feel from it just from seeing it. But this game, it looks like you run on walls and reverse time slightly, like it's a Prince of Persia game or something, and that's cool.
yeah.
Running on walls is cool, and reversing time is cool. So that's all I need.
Which
I'm pretty excited for this game. It looks pretty cool.
I feel like Echo's getting a lot of love, and you'll soon, by
Yes.
the end of the Riot Forge event talk we have, you'll see why I feel this way.
Yeah, yeah, he was the main event in one of the other games
Yeah.
too.
I mean, he gets a lot of love because he's a popular character.
yeah.
I mean, I guess I never realized how popular he was. I mean, I never thought of him as this popular of a character.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like most of the Zon and Piltover characters are really, really popular. I feel like those are their
Those are
most
hot.
popular champions
They're choosing them
overall.
because they're marketable.
Yeah,
Can't,
I mean,
can't
there's a reason why Arcane they decided would be like entirely around Piltover and Zon. It's because
yeah.
that's the most popular region overall. I'd say it's definitely my favorite region in League of Legends.
Right.
They can't make a Metroidvania starring Yorick or something. As sick as that would be, they can't. No one would buy it. But what else was there in here? Art looks nice.
Yeah. It looks good. The gameplay looks fun.
Yeah, it does. For a side scroll, it looks. I like the art scheme they went with it.
Yeah. Honestly, like the art, I'm not 100% on it. Like on one hand, I think it looks really good, and on the other hand, I think it looks a little off. And so I'm not really 100% sure how I feel about it.
No, I like it a lot.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah. I don't think it looks bad. Like I do think it looks good, but I'm not like confident in when I say it looks good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I get you.
I guess I can get what you're saying. I like it.
Yeah.
um,
I'm sure like once I see it more in action and like I'm actually playing the game myself, it will probably click more with me and I'll be like, "Oh yeah, I get this now." Yeah.
Yeah, there's plenty of stuff to see in the game that we merely got just a sliver of what the game actually is.
It's one of those visual styles that might feel better while you're actually like playing it.
Yeah.
Like the animation will like feel good of like movement. Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah. I think what probably put me off and confused me is because I kept jumping back between gameplay graphics and then like the cutscene graphics when those were like slightly different.
Yeah, that is fair. That is fair. But
Curious if the game will actually do stuff like that. We'll see.
I would like if they were going to go for that like that cinematic look. Do it like the Telltales.
I mean, you could have some wacky camera angles for certain scenes, but you got to keep this more of like keep the camera still because we want it to still be like an action unit. It's easy to play.
I don't know if that would even work at all in this art style.
More
Like I'm not sure how that would function.
More cinematic camera.
Yeah, because it's like it's a 2D side scroller with 2D hand drawn art.
Hmm.
You know.
That's fair, yeah.
Was it hand-drawn? I thought it was just 3D models in the style of hand-drawn when I just glanced at it, but...
I'm pretty sure it's hand-drawn. Like, I'm almost positive it's hand-drawn art. That's what the last game was, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I believe it's hand-drawn. But they also, they might have a bunch of, like, fancy cutscene angles occasionally, you know. Who knows?
I'm pretty sure it's all 2D animated.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a 2D platformer.
Yeah.
Adventure game.
But we'll see.
It does look good. The platforming looks good.
Yeah, it looks smooth. Looks fast. Yeah. You whack stuff.
Echo's cool. So I think it'll be good.
Echo is the Fire Emblem of League of Legends. That's what he is. We keep getting these Echo games.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he is.
No, he's not.
I mean, it's a bad thing. He totally is.
He's not.
He's not.
You're wrong.
That's Ari.
Yeah, that's big facts.
Yeah.
If anything, it's like Ari or Darius or something. Or
yeah, they just get inserted into everything.
Yeah, like seriously.
It's like Ari's one of the playable characters in the Ruined King game.
You want to move on to the Ruined King then?
Yeah, we can move on to the Ruined King game. I got a bit more to say on that.
Well, this is already out, yes?
Yes, this came out now. I bought it, and I played like about an hour and a half of it. So I only really have like some early first impressions of it.
Okay.
But it's pretty good so far. Yeah. It's a JRPG.
Yeah.
In the sense that it's a Japanese style RPG.
Yeah. It's an American JRPG.
Yeah.
AJRPG. Let's just start calling them that.
It's just a JRPG. Anyway, yeah.
Well, what were your initial thoughts of your an hour and a half gameplay?
It's pretty good so far. I do feel like the world itself might be a little too big in some ways.
Is it just in Bilgewater, or do you go outside of Bilgewater?
You start in Bilgewater, and then you explore around Bilgewater and stuff. And then you eventually travel to the Shadow Isles.
Okay.
That's the goal. Because the game is supposed to be a prequel to the Ruined King event.
Okay.
That
happened in-game earlier this year. Because this game was supposed to come out early this year. It's supposed to come out back in like January, February. And it got delayed a bunch. And only just came out like right about now-ish.
Yeah.
Didn't it just come out?
It just came out, yeah.
I think at the same day as this.
Yeah, it came out the day of the event. They were like, "It's out now, finally. Go buy it."
So, how does it look like the combat had like lanes or something? Like what was going on?
Okay. So how it works is it's turn-based combat, but it has this lane system where because it's using a similar turn order system to say like Final Fantasy X, right?
Right.
And how the lanes work is they have a normal lane in the middle, a fast lane on top, and a power lane on the bottom. So, depending on what lane you throw your attack into, will determine how fast they perform the attack compared to the enemies.
Right.
Like which order they go in. So how it works is when your character's turn is up, you get to pick a move for them. You can either choose a quick attack, which will go off automatically instantly right away, or you can pick a lane attack. And a lane attack will throw the attack back into the lane of like when, and then you'll have to wait until their turn effectively again to perform that attack. And depending on which lane will depend how quickly that happens.
Okay, so there's risk reward of do I want to do this attack fast or do I want to do this attack good? So
yeah,
that's
it's an interesting aspect for an RPG.
Yeah, there's other mechanics that also go around with the lane mechanic. Like sometimes there'll be like lane buffs where it's like if your character lines up in the specific buff radius where the buff and your character perform the attack at the same time, then you'll get that buff.
Okay, so there's more, a lot of planning there to make that pull that off. Oh, that's kind of fun.
Yeah, and there's also like debuff stuff and other things like that. And the quick attacks usually have like bonuses to performing them compared to the lane attacks, because like some of the quick attacks will generate like excess mana, sort of. So how it works is like you'll do like the quick attack, and then they'll have a second mana bar that will fill up with like 10 mana for doing the quick attack, and then that will get consumed before your actual mana bar does.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a little tricky, but it makes sense.
So it's kind of like building up charges and stuff. You know, it kind of reminded me of in Bloodborne when you'd sacrifice your health to give yourself extra bullets.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I get you.
It kind of reminded me a little bit like that, you know?
Okay. How many party members can you have at once, by the way? Although I don't know if you have all the parties.
I want to say 3.
Yeah, I think
it's
3.
I wasn't sure if it was like you start with 3 and then like you get like, I don't know, like Ari and Yasuo later or something, and you play.
The game starts with you playing as just Misfortune.
Okay.
And then you do a little segment with her, and then you switch to Illaoi.
Cool.
And then like you'll play with Illaoi, and she'll have like 2 assist units who aren't like real party members, but they'll just be there for a short mission. And then after you're done with that, because she's hunting down Pike effectively, who is also one of the party members. And then after you go fight Pike, you meet up with Illaoi will meet up with Braum.
And then isn't that your main party? Braum, Illaoi, and Misfortune?
That's your initial main party.
Yeah.
But Pike, Ari, and Yasuo will also join later in the game.
I hope Yasuo.
Potentially more. Like, I wouldn't be too surprised if like Yorick shows up and is a party member later in the game.
Sick. Oh yeah, he's
I haven't gotten to it yet.
If he gets to be a summoner, it'd be sick.
Yeah.
I hope Yasuo plays exactly like Auron from Final Fantasy X. Crap ton of armor pen. I hope that's his entire role. Just hit people with a sword.
I would imagine it would just be he has a crap ton of crit.
Oh yeah, that's true.
No, he's just really fast.
Well, yeah, that's a given.
Yeah. Oh, it's funny because they were doing the developer interview during the Riot Forge event. They were like, we didn't actually pick any healers, so we had to kind of get creative with the healing that what champions could do.
Oh yeah, actually, yeah.
I know Illaoi has a healing ability.
Okay, that makes sense.
I think Ari might also have one as well.
Okay. Yeah, I guess it makes sense. That's interesting.
Braum is obviously the tank, you know?
Yeah, I can tell Braum's the tank. Misfortune's gonna be doing your physical damage. The heck is Illaoi? What role is Illaoi, actually?
She is like tank, healer, and damage.
Okay.
Illaoi does everything. Although Illaoi has like a cool gameplay mechanic in that she spawns tentacles in, which will boost her other attacks.
Okay, that's fun.
So like she'll do an attack that will spawn a tentacle in, and then at the beginning of every one of her turns, each tentacle will attack a random enemy for like a small amount of damage. And then she'll have like another attack where she does a big attack and then has all of her tentacles attack. So the more tentacles you get up during the fight, the stronger it is. So she kind of has like a building DPS mechanic where she has to slowly get stronger throughout the course of the fight.
No, that sounds fun for bosses.
Yeah.
It just stronger and stronger.
It has pretty solid turn-based combat.
Yeah, it sounds very actually unique. And that sounds like something that'll get hilariously complicated by the end of the game, which is fun. That's what you want.
Yeah. So far, I'd say it's pretty solid. Nothing like crazily exceptional, but also nothing bad.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have any real bad things to say about it. It's pretty good so far, even though I've only played a small amount. I heard it's about 40 hours long, which I'd say is pretty good length for
There's
a
nothing to scoff
JRPG.
at. Yeah.
That's kind of what I'd want to see JRPG length be, because I'm kind of sick of playing 120-hour JRPGs, you know?
Yes.
It's like 40 is like a good length where like that's a long ass game. I'm getting my money's worth. You know, it's long quality, but it doesn't overstay its welcome, you know?
Yeah.
And speaking of like money's worth, Ruined King game is like only like what, 35, $40, I want to say.
Yeah, that's hella worth it.
Yeah.
Run a length, yeah.
Yeah. Like for how pretty high quality it is, it's pretty decent price wise, you know?
Right. Couldn't agree more.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a huge fan of the visuals. I mean, it's like the visuals like look expensive and nice, but also I feel like it's really similar to kind of base League in a lot of ways. Like the battles just kind of look like
I think they
League
look fine.
Eh. I think I'm just like I have even played League of Legends in forever, and I don't really intend to. But I think the art style's so burned into my mind that I'm like tired of it.
I can understand that.
Yeah. It's like all the other games here kind of tried something like a lot like very different. So this one just doesn't like grab me as much as the other ones, despite the fact that it is like the backgrounds are really nice. I'll give them that. But yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Last thing to really say about it is it has a fishing mini game.
Oh,
Oh
so it's a good game.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yoko Taro, who said that an RPG is only good if it has a fishing minigame, I believe it was. And
Yeah,
that's rules to live by.
pretty much. Most good games have fishing mini games.
Yeah.
It's the real rule should be like not every game with a fishing mini game. Well, actually, every game with a fishing mini game is good, but not every good game has a fishing mini game.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah, that sounds fair. So we know if that game's good or not already.
Yeah. Pretty
Um,
solid.
anything-
Want to move on to the next
Yeah, what do we
League
got?
of Legends topic?
Yeah, the fighting game, which
Project Owl.
you'll see
Yeah.
why I'm talking about the Echo love we're getting, because
Yeah.
check out this picture. Echo is in the fighting game, and he's about
Yeah.
to give Jinx the paw work. Look at this.
They just it was just they showed off a ton of Echo in there. And
And
it looks fancy.
and just to jump right in depth about the fight, what they showed us pretty much, which is more gameplay. And Echoes has like probably the most unique fighting style I've ever seen in a fighting game, with the whole like back tracing and then attacking with it.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I've never
It's
seen that
interesting,
mechanic.
but like the main thing that you use it for is mainly just like a cancel.
I know,
to extend
but-
combos, which
but-
you could do in most games by just with a dash already. So I don't
know,
know how it will feel mechanically.
It's more integrated and it looks a little easier,
Yeah.
instead of it ended up being like more or less melee, where it was just a glitch that people found.
No, don't say melee. Like most games, like for example, if you play Squiggly, like she has like her cancels. If she has like stuff charged up, she can cancel during combos to extend up. Like she has like that same basic idea.
Oh, from
Yeah, I mean, I see what you
Skullgirls.
mean with the cancel stuff.
Because that seems to be the main purpose of using this and like.
I mean, it also has like a lot of mix-up potential, kind of like with like Peacock's teleport and stuff like that.
Yeah, like you
Exactly.
can jump in and then immediately back up. Yeah. So that's fun. I mean, it looks flashy. I'll give him that.
Yeah. You definitely use it to like bait out opponents, you know?
Yeah.
But adding to that, or not really adding to it, going on another mechanic that the game is they're promoting about the game is the fact that it's kind of like what's Marvel vs. Capcom team based.
Yeah, it has team based. You have
Yeah.
only 2 champions, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So instead of 3,
It's a 2v2 style fighter.
But yeah, they
Tag
had
team.
the characters we saw so far were Jinx, Echo, Darius, Ari, and that's it, right? It wasn't it just
I
four?
think that was it.
Yeah, it
I
was
think
just
Yeah.
we've only seen those 4
Man,
so
are you
far.
excited for Charm to be in a fighting game?
I mean, I like Ari. She's like an aerial combo type of character
Yeah,
because they
Ari can do some cool stuff. Yeah,
her
but
she reminds me of actually talking about Smash Bros. Sora with the whole dash. She has like her ultimate is one of her abilities, but she has like looks like she has like 5 to 7 dashes or something,
Yeah.
and she just
she'll play like Beowulf.
kind of yeah.
That's what she'll be doing. um, no, I was just saying. Imagine Charm when you get hit by that and have to walk towards her. That's gonna be fun. um,
Yeah.
I don't know if they actually
Um,
incorporated Charm. Did they?
we
they
didn't
haven't shown it off.
we didn't see
but
it, but we didn't
yeah.
see any characters full kit. So
Yeah. Real question is, who are they putting in this game? Who are we
Oh,
getting? Like, who's
man.
base roster?
well,
Okay. Actually, yeah. Let's talk about this because this is a good debate. How big of the roster do you think they're gonna start the game off with?
Well, there's a couple things to note and remember about this. Is one, it's going to be a free-to-play game.
Right?
2, they're most definitely going to be adding in more characters throughout the course of its life,
yeah,
with the intention of probably trying to keep it alive as long as possible.
Right?
You know, they want this
They
to turn
want it to
into
another league game, essentially.
effectively, more or less. They want a live service fighting game. And before we jump into like potential roster stuff, I kind of want to talk about the potential this game has on the overall fighting game landscape is both
yeah.
a bit exciting and genuinely terrifying in a lot of ways.
Okay, well, explain what's terrifying about it first.
There's a lot of things going on with this game that has the potential to effectively completely change the entire fighting game community landscape, more or less.
Yeah,
And
how
there's a
so?
couple. Well, first off, there is no like long commands for like the fancy abilities. You don't have to like rotate.
Yeah,
the
no half
joystick.
circles or anything.
No half circle shit. It's one button press.
Which
Boom,
I'll
they
be
do the
honest, I think is a
ability.
detriment, but I'll get into why. But
Yeah.
more on your point.
But the reason for that is it makes it super simple, meaning that it's really, really easy for new players to learn, especially people who potentially don't play any fighting games and they aren't familiar with all those combos and stuff, and they don't want to bother learning it to not get their ass kicked. They just want to play the game and have fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
This
perfect.
one, you're going to be able to jump in and actually do that. Because here's the thing about a lot of fighting games. A lot of times, the overall sales from the game don't come from the hardcore fan base. It comes from casual players picking up the game, playing it for like a few weeks, and then dropping it. You know?
Yeah.
Exactly. You get
Um,
that very select like 1,000 people that actually are grinding the game and
Yeah.
But with this being free to play and one being super easy to learn and get good, like start getting good right off the bat initially, while still having like more mechanical depth in there for higher level play,
I wonder if it's gonna
it's
be
like it's gonna be easy to pick up. And since it's free to play, it's there's no risk in trying it. So the audience for it is gonna be much broader than your regular fighting game.
Yeah.
which goddamn Riot knows how to publicize their stuff.
Oh yeah, and
Uh,
plus having it Riot backing it means
Exactly.
that the esports scene for this is going to be fucking massive,
That's
guaranteed.
it's gonna already have a competitive scene guaranteed like within the first month.
Oh yeah,
There's
they're going to
gonna
have all
yeah.
that shit pre-rolled and planned out.
exactly. They're gonna have a tournament already lined up with like the
Yeah,
top.
they're probably going to have a tournament for it before the game launches.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
This will probably be an Evo shoe in.
yeah.
Yeah.
They might even do like a early like limited access like network test almost kind of what
Yeah, King of Fighters just did one the other day.
yeah
Yeah.
with what Elden Ring kind of did a week or so back.
Yeah,
And then they might just
For sure.
choose the best people at that.
Yeah. For
Uh,
sure. Yeah, I get you.
I mean, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
that's
but
crazy.
it's one of those things where it's like this could shake up the landscape so much. It's going to be such a different take, especially since it's gone for the free to play model. Knowing Riot, they're gonna be like, you can buy the new champs with like either like real money or like earned points. And League does that, and it isn't like crazy stingy with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unlike League, this is a fighting game won't encourage you to play as many characters though, so I'm curious how
Yeah, I
financially.
imagine though it's like it's free to play with like a small base roster, and then you have to unlock most of the characters, but there's gonna have like a free rotation of characters.
Yeah.
But
Kind of
like
like
every character can be tried out in the
how they do it
next
with regular
practice
League.
zone, Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And that the primary source of money is not going to be from selling new characters, but it's going to be from selling skins.
No,
Exactly.
yeah, of course it's gonna be skins.
Because here's the thing, they already do this stuff with the card game. The League of Legends card game, it doesn't really make money the same way that the other card games, digital card games do. They don't really sell booster packs and stuff.
Huh.
What they do is they just sell board skins,
Huh.
more or less.
See, once you have a few board skins, it's like, why would I want to buy more though? I feel like
They
some
keep
people.
putting more that you like.
Nah, I feel like board skins would get. Because, like, with League skins, you have over 100 characters.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you're encouraged to play a lot of those characters too. Like
Yeah.
and also like in a fighting game, like season passes work, but like if they're gonna introduce like characters individually, I don't know if people will always be like jumping at the chance to like play them because people are like more locked onto like mains than they are in something like League, where League encourages you to play a variety. A fighting game encourages you to
Find
play
your
like
character.
one character.
Find
Yeah,
your
like
character or two
Also,
characters
you
and
got to
grind the
remember,
shit out
this
of
is
them.
like, a tag team one where you have to play two
sure.
different
So
characters.
yeah, that's gonna be that
So
element
they're
to
going
it.
to force you to at least learn more than one character.
I appreciate it being a tag team over 3 characters, because as good as like Marvel's Capcom 2 and Skullgirls are, 3 characters is like too much to manage. Two is nice, because then you
Yeah.
just pick. Then you can just only learn 2 characters. It's nice.
I mean, you just need to get good, Ricola. I mean,
Hey, I'm sorry I can't work 3 characters, and I'm not learning more Skullgirls characters. Okay, I know enough.
you got Squiggly, Fukua, and Beowulf. There you go.
I'm not playing Beowulf. I don't play Fakua.
Yes, you
I
do. Yes,
play
you do.
Philia. No,
Okay, Philia. My bad.
she's
That was
totally
the mix-up.
different. Fakua is a reskin, but she's totally different. Trust me.
Oh, I know.
Anyway,
But anyway.
do you now want to do who do you think is going to be in like the base roster topic?
Sure.
Oh yeah. Who do we have so far? Let's just go through them just so I have my.
The only 4 we know are Echo, Jinx, Darius, and Ari.
Okay, so Vi is a shoo-in.
Definitely.
Yeah, we'll probably get Vi.
I definitely think we're seeing like an Udyr in this.
I think we'll get Udyr, but I don't think he's going to be base roster. I think he's going to be one of the first DLC characters, though.
Yeah, maybe Lee Sin base roster. I could see.
Definitely Lee Sin.
Oh, definitely.
100%.
We gotta have that Kung Fu character. He's.
I think we'll get Shen.
Shen is base roster.
Yeah, I think we'll get Shen. I think we'll get Thresh.
I think we'd get Zed before Shen.
Nah.
You know what? Yeah, we'll probably get both.
Yeah. I don't know. I think Shen's like, I don't think he jumps out as people like, oh man, I want to play Shen.
Well, they're
Like-
going to put Shen in because he's literally a walking Scorpion reference.
Okay, that's true. Ben, I hope we get a Yordle in the base roster.
I think we will, but I think the Yordle we're going to get is Rumble.
Yeah,
was-
it's gonna
I
be
was
so
just about to say
lame.
that.
He's gonna be the heavy hitter character, your big heavy hitter slow character, and it's gonna suck. The lamest one they could have picked.
Yeah.
I want.
Are we getting
okay, so-
Yasuo base roster though?
I
The
don't think
answer
so.
of that is yes.
No, I don't
Yeah,
think so.
Yasuo's base roster. Yasuo is 100%. He's gonna be playing like Kai Kisuke from Guilty Gear. He's 100% in the game already.
Yeah.
Okay, so we need Teemo. He's not gonna be base roster, but we need him because imagine
He'd
blinds.
be so
in a
OP.
fighting game.
He's
Imagine a
so
blind.
tiny.
We've had tiny fighting game characters before, like Sir Arthur in Marvel vs. Capcom or Neko Arc in Multi Blood. There's tiny characters; they exist.
Okay.
But imagine a blind, the blinding dart in a fighting game.
I wonder how
Where
that
you
would
hit
work.
them, and then
I,
in the next 5 seconds they just can't hit you. It'd be hilarious.
I really wonder how that would work.
It'd be so funny. Also, imagine placing invisible mushrooms throughout the stage just to annoy them.
Yeah.
So
Well,
that
we
would,
have Jinx in as like an ADC,
Oh,
and she
Garen.
plays. Yeah, obviously we're gonna get Garen for
yeah,
sure.
you gotta have them with Darius and the trailer. They'll be hitting each other, and it'll be like they'll be playing epic music.
They'll be one's gonna be like Narazia, the other one's gonna be Noxus, and that's it.
Garen will be spinning around.
Do we think we get Graves?
I think we get Graves TF. I definitely think we get Graves
Shotgun
TF.
guy.
Yeah. I'm not sure if we'll get TF, but I think we'll get Graves.
Well,
I don't think-
if we're gonna do Garen with Darius, we're definitely getting Graves with TF. And
Not
if
necessarily.
Twisted Fate? You think he's a shit? You think I don't know. See, I'm trying to think of like really like popular champions.
what
You know,
about
like the
what about
ones that, as someone who doesn't even play the game anymore, these are characters I still see. That's who I think of as a shoe-in.
Do you think we'll get a Lowy?
You
Potentially.
know, with her being in Ruin King, possibly.
Yeah.
I think Braum might be a bit too weird, though. Using his shield entirely for fighting might be a bit too experimental for base roster.
I could see him being added later as DLC.
Yeah.
But so we got Jinx in as like an ADC, and her playstyle is like a zoner.
Yeah, that's so she can put out those like those.
The real
she have,
question
like,
is,
fighting things?
yeah.
So you can throw those out, then hit you from any. Yeah. I
Plus,
see
she has
this.
like a bunch of projectile attacks.
Yeah,
We see that in the
I already know how to play the
trailer.
character entirely in my brain. I've already figured out her entire kit.
The real question is, do we get any other like ADCs besides Jinx?
I can't imagine who we would get besides like Ezreal or something.
Yeah, I could see Ezreal. Maybe.
We just end up getting everyone from Arcane just because it's popular for base roster.
Oh yeah, I think we will. Maybe not Caitlyn, but I think we'll definitely get Jace.
Jace would be a good character.
I
Jace
don't
would
know.
be good.
Caitlyn the sniper in a fighting game would be pretty funny.
What about
Just her-
Pantheon?
He just
Pantheon
jumps
could
at you.
work.
What does Pantheon do these days? I haven't played to ever rework that guy.
They did rework him actually.
Okay.
They didn't actually change him that much though.
All I remember
Like his
is
Q isn't a point and click anymore. It's now a skill shot. His
Lame.
ultimate is still the same, but it has a different hitbox. Like the radius is different. Instead of it being a big circle, it's now more of like a U-shaped thing.
Okay.
He still has the point and click stun. And then his E, the one where he just stabs a bunch of times, you can now move while doing that, and you're invincible from all damage from like
But
towards your facing.
So, but basically how it works, he has a new mechanic. He has like a 4-strike thing, and then after 4-strike, one of his abilities besides his ult will be empowered. So like
Yeah.
the E
They
will
removed
be
his old passive because that shit was obnoxious, and they replaced it with this, where it's like every
Or
4
I have to read
hits.
3 paragraphs to get it.
no.
Yeah. No,
So
it's pretty simple. It's like every 4 attacks or abilities, he gets an empowered ability.
yeah, so
Okay.
his Q armor pens when it's fully stacked.
Yeah,
His,
he shit does more damage effectively, more or less.
his
Or
W's
lasts longer.
his W's fucking cool though when it's fully stacked. He like jumps on you, but then does like a quick 4-hit combo
Yeah,
that automatically restacks your passive.
yeah. It's pretty good. I think they did a decent job with
Yeah, I
rework.
honestly, he's one of my favorite reworks they've done, like so far, like period.
Yeah, I think they did a good job with him.
Because they actually took a character that was pretty bad, had a decent, like, not really, they kind of reworked everything about his kit.
No, his kit's mostly the same.
Well, same abilities, but like the way that they work, like his Q's no longer point and click. His W is probably maybe the only thing that's the same. They got rid of his passive completely. His E is completely different. His ult
His
is
E isn't that different. It still does the cone damage. It's just now you can move with it, and now you get the damage block, which was effectively his old passive, but now put on an active ability.
so yeah.
And then
I
his
mean,
ult, his ult is the same. It just has a different hitbox.
yeah. I guess.
They didn't change him that much. I think they did a good job on him.
Yeah.
Really, all they had to do was remove his old passive because that shit was obnoxious to fight. Hated that shit.
Yeah, it was annoying for no reason.
But I hope we get Poppy in this game. I want to charge at people. It'll be funny.
You know, if the only other Yordle I can see happening besides Rumble is Poppy.
Yeah, I just want.
Because I imagine she'd probably kind of work similar to, I don't remember what fighting game it was, but there was the fighting game with like the really tiny princess with the giant sword. You probably know what I'm talking about. I don't know what the game was though.
It's in my brain. See, like I have like the image in my brain.
She has like the frilly princess armor.
Do you know any other characters from the game? Or what?
No.
Anything else about the game?
No, it's just that one character.
You're not making this easy, Black. Just not.
Yeah.
Tell me if this is going to be bothering me the rest of the night. So tell me if you remember anything else later.
She's got like the long crown.
Long crown.
It might have been like a Grand Blue game.
It might have been. I'm not too familiar with Grand Blue.
All right.
Well, hopefully people will actually watch this one, and then they'll know what we're talking about,
Let
and
us
they'll
know in
tell
the
us in the
comments,
comments.
please.
Please tell us the character that I'm talking about. You know the one I'm talking about.
Yeah, it is Grand Blue. I see her.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm not super familiar with Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, so.
Yeah.
Okay, there it was.
Okay, but are we getting Pike? I can see Pike. He's
Pike
super
was
popular.
added right after I stopped playing, I think. So what was he, like an assassin support?
Yeah. Yeah.
They finally-
Pike's really cool. He's like a zombie ghost man who lives in Bilgewater, who's crazy, who thinks everyone he sees betrayed him and murdered him. And he's out for revenge and murders everyone he sees because he thinks they all betrayed him and murdered him.
So basically, he's a psychopath that's dead.
Yeah.
Can we just get a Yorick that plays like Jacko in Guilty Gear? Or he just controls like tiny ghouls that are like can be anywhere on the map. That'd be fun.
I could see Yorick working in this game.
Yeah, I want that.
Like that's another thing. It's like I feel like there's so many characters in this game that you could put in that would work, you know? So like the real question is, I think because there's a lot of like potential here, and obviously they're like, oh yeah, we don't have to add them all in at once because like after the base roster,
they say in
we're
their
just gonna
press
keep
release
adding
that they
in
want that they
more.
hopefully will be able to support it for years, maybe decades. So,
Yeah, exactly. You know.
Yeah.
And since League keeps adding new characters, they keep, you know, getting more characters to add to the thing. It's very similar to Blizzard's approach to Heroes of the Storm and
Yep.
their mindset with that. You know, they effectively kind of made that because they were like, well, we have Overwatch now, and we can just keep adding new characters to Overwatch, and then when we add a new character to Overwatch, we can add them to Heroes of the Storm, you know?
Yeah.
Which I kind of like that, but I don't think Lucio is meant to be in a MOBA.
You say
there's
that,
this-
but like Lucio mechanically is just Sona.
That's true. Hey,
Like,
we got
literally the
StarCraft
exact
versus
same.
fighting forces in that game, so that
I
game
mean, that
nothing.
is true. That is
Yeah,
true.
like honestly, when I looked at Overwatch, I was like, okay, half of these characters are stolen from TF2, and the other half are characters that were stolen from League, but would then turn into a, you know, a third-person shooter setting. I
Yeah.
still, to this day, think that Mel is like super similar to Anivia.
Oh
How
yeah,
else do you do an ice character? To be fair,
May is pretty similar.
I
It's like-
genuinely can't think of another way to do an ice character.
Yeah, well, it's like okay, she does like, she has like slows and stuns and stuff. She has a big ice wall. She puts herself in a cocoon to regenerate health, just like Anivia's egg.
Generating
She
health
has
is the
high
one
damage
thing-
critical icicle spears, just like Anivia has her critical icicle spears.
Putting herself in ice to heal herself is the one thing that I think tips it into the edge of okay, this might be directly inspired by Anivia. Everything else I think is the natural progression of okay, this is an ice character. What do we do?
I mean, to be fair, she's also somewhat similar to Pyro, just with ice instead of fire.
Oh, yeah. But
You know, if you look at her icicle spears as flare gun shots.
that's stretching it, though.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I do think in TF2 they should give Pyro a snowblower.
That just slows people just to annoy
Yeah,
them.
it doesn't have afterburn, but it applies a slow.
It's like totally useless. I've ambushed you. Now you can't run away
It
as
would
fast.
be the Natasha, but for Pyro.
It's a flamethrower, so they're already at close range, where you would have killed
No,
them
they're
anyway.
really fucked.
You guys are something else.
It's a good idea. I
Or
also
TF
think they should give Medic a healing flamethrower similar to Moira in Overwatch,
Oh.
where instead of overheal, it applies like an after heal.
Well, they won't
Gives
ever
them
add
a regen buff
Go ahead.
after you stopped healing them.
I
Man,
don't know about
TF2 is
that.
great. I feel bad that I didn't. I only played once during all of Scream Fortress.
Yeah, what's wrong with you?
I was busy.
Oh, I just thought of another champion that's totally going to be in the base roster for this.
Who?
Jax.
Yes.
And
And Fiora.
Fiora.
Yep. Yep.
I just
we-
can't wait for the Rammus DLC.
Okay.
Oh yeah, he can play like Philia.
Yeah.
Turns into a ball and rolls around. Yeah.
Yeah.
He has multiple taunts where he just says "okay."
Okay.
It's gonna be sick.
The more I'm looking at the League of Legends champion page, the more I see characters that would totally work and have really cool kits in this. You know? Like Warwick or Yone or Mordekaiser.
I feel like Yone would be a DLC.
Make
There's Zach.
Cassidy.
Oh my god, Zach. Imagine Zach.
He just bounces around.
Kassadin could be cool. He teleports and stuff.
Cass, you need your good teleporting character. Make him play, and he'll have the aerial dash, like the Magneto style aerial dash, because every fighting game needs one of them.
Oh, they could put in Azir and he could play like that one Soul Girls character, you know? The Egyptian one.
Oh yeah, that Eliza.
Yeah, her.
What's the opposite of my beloved? My hated. I hate Eliza.
Yeah. So obviously, put Azir in the game and he's gonna play exactly like that.
No, that I'm gonna drop this game.
Yeah,
Can't deal with
That's another
Eliza.
Yordle they could put in Nar.
Oh, yeah, Nar. Transforms. See, the Yordles are the only characters that I'm still attached to in League of Legends. They find a way to add Lulu and Polymorph into a fighting game, I'll be very impressed.
They're gonna put Kha'Zix and Rengar in as DLC in the same update.
Oh, yeah. They'll have a war update where you go online. Whoever wins the most online matches gets a skin. It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
that'd be
I
Oh,
just
I thought
want to
you were
see
gonna-
them work Teemo, and Teemo's iconic. And I just want to see invisible mushrooms in a blind. It would be so funny. Invisibility. He'll be like Sly Cooper in PlayStation All Stars.
Oh yeah. That's like the coolest mechanic in that entire game.
Wait, I think Street Fighter 3 Third Strike has a character that can turn invisible, but he's like garbage tier useless because it's like
Yeah.
the only cool thing he can do.
Like it's useful in PlayStation All Stars because being a platform fighter, you have no idea where Sly Cooper is at any time. You know when he's invisible.
Yeah,
But it's
in a
also a
fighting
big
game-
trade-off because the player playing Sly Cooper also doesn't know where he is.
so dumb.
So you
It's
just
like
have to keep track of where you are on screen related to like how far you've been moving and stuff, you know?
yeah.
But it's so cool because if you sneak up and attack someone from behind, you automatically like steal their essence and shit. God, Sly Cooper is such a cool fucking character. PlayStation All Stars is such a good game and nobody likes it except for me.
See, because Smash Ultimate is a better PlayStation All Stars in terms of having iconic PlayStation characters.
I mean, it's true, but he
It's so
shouldn't say it.
It's so funny that we have Snake, Cloud, and Sephiroth. It's
People literally just trash on PlayStation All-Stars just because it doesn't have Crash and Spyro. And
That's
they ignore
fair.
the
That's
rest of the roster being fine.
Not having Crash and Sparrow is genuinely a huge blemish on
Honestly,
that game.
unironically, every character that's in PlayStation All-Stars, except for like the other PS1 characters, are more important and bigger icons
I
than
think some
Crash
of
and
the weird
Spyro.
third-party reps, like I
Well,
don't
okay,
know,
not every character, but most of them at least.
stuff like Big Daddy and Dante are weird. They're
I
like, yeah,
think
they're
fucking
iconic.
Big Daddy is more iconic than like Spyro, arguably.
Yeah, but
In
he's
some
also
ways.
when it comes to PlayStation, nobody played BioShock on a PlayStation. Everyone was either
I mean, that's fair, but still. I can at the very
um,
least say that Ratchet is more iconic than like Crash and Spyro. And like Nathan Drake is more well known and iconic at this point than Crash and Spyro.
I don't know. I still think people know who Crash and Sparrow are.
That's true, but I feel like more people know who Nathan Drake is.
See, like
Ah,
Crash and Sparrow are less important for like among people that play games, but they're like the kind of character you could walk up to someone random on the street and they'll know who they are.
I don't think they are at this point.
I
People still
definitely
know
think
who
they are.
Crash is. Yeah, everyone knows Crash. Everyone knows Spyro. Just
Not
because
really necessarily true.
I know
I feel like
60
that's like a
people
50-50, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Whatever. Let's get Sly Cooper as a guest character in Project L. That would be funny.
Yeah.
Oh man, we're gonna get Riven. Yeah, we're gonna get all the
Oh yeah,
annoying.
we are gonna get Riven.
They're only gonna add hot characters. It's gonna suck. I want.
Yeah, we're not gonna get Skarner. That's the one character we're
No.
not gonna get. We're not
where's-
gonna get Skarner.
Fiddlesticks won't be in. Give me ugly champions.
Yeah.
It-
Fiddlesticks would be cool, but I can't think of a kit for him at all.
Yeah, neither
yeah.
can
Like,
Yeah,
gross.
that's the better question is who will never get in?
Ooh, yeah, that's the fun one.
It's like
Maybe
enough of
Brand
who
because
will
he's
get
more-
in, who will not get in.
I think maybe Brand because he's just really generic. He's just fire guy.
Nah, they could totally put Brandon.
See, he's like an easy kit, but to the point where it's so boring that why bother?
I don't know, I think it could make for a cool zoner.
Maybe.
Could have like a stacking effect, like his passive,
Yeah.
where the more he hits you with specific stuff, the more powerful it gets.
Oh, you know
And
who's
will
a
add
shoe
additional effects.
LeBlanc is totally gonna get in just because people will have a field day with her abilities, whatever they're end up gonna.
I don't want to see LeBlanc in this game. I genuinely don't.
Yeah, I'm good. LeBlanc can
She's
stay
a
out of this
tryhard
one.
character.
Yeah. Okay, so is Annie getting in?
No.
No, I think Annie's iconic. I think Annie's like.
What's her
Okay,
kit though? What's her
Annie
kit?
will get
she
in,
was-
but she's sitting on top of Tibbers the entire time.
No, she can have like a summoning Tibbers like kind of thing. I don't know.
The character is going to be Tibbers, but you like Annie is like riding on his back.
You could do a thing
And
where
the thing
you
is, like,
play
why
as-
would you do that when you could just do Nunu instead?
Exactly.
because Annie's.
And that's
Annie
how the
was
character
like
was
borderline
designed.
one of their like Annie was like their mascot for a lot of the early years, like behind like only like Rise for a while. Like she was huge. Like I don't know. I think ignoring Annie would be goofy.
Yeah.
Um,
The real
Who
question
would-
is, yeah, I
I'm
don't
trying
know.
to think who else will never get. Maybe
Yumi
Soraka.
is definitely not getting in.
Who?
Yumi.
She's
The
a
cat.
cat. No, okay.
Yeah.
How about Soraka? Just because it'd be dumb.
Yeah, I don't see how Soraka would work at all.
Um. Hmm. Who else is on? I'm just looking at a picture of every champ. There's just too many of these people.
Not really.
Yeah, I was gonna say Ivern, but Ivern might be goofy enough to work. You know
Yeah,
what?
low key.
We're never getting Galio. We're just not.
I think they could totally put Galio in. He's not going to be base roster, but I could totally see him being like a DLC character.
You think? Yeah.
I could see
agree.
Misfortune getting in as well.
Oh yeah, Misfortune's definitely happening eventually. How about
But are we going to
Cogma?
get Fizz?
No.
No, Fizz might do because he'll have the annoying ability, where he turns invisible for a sec.
Yeah.
That's so annoying that will happen eventually.
Who are you saying, Nicola?
Cogma.
Kog'Maw?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think Kog'Maw's gonna go in. If he would, he'd be an obnoxious zoner though.
He would be. Oh, who else
Because
exists?
he's like, oh, he has tons of zone and he's tiny. Actually, you know what? Kog'Maw might be really big. I don't know what Kog'Maw's actual size in lore is.
What is this cannon size?
I don't know. He's not like Cho'Gath big, but he's also like he's a void creature, so he's probably not that tiny.
Yeah.
Okay, but real question: set base roster or DLC?
Set.
What's that again?
He's the guy who punches stuff. That's effectively all he does.
We already have Vi. Or Vi, however it's
Vi.
pronounced.
It's Vi. It
Okay.
stands for violence.
Oh.
Well, actually, it stands for violet.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, but I'm pretty sure Vi has a line where she's like, "Vi stands for violence." That's what everyone says.
We're never gonna get
Oh, but like light spoilers for Arcane really quick. Like very light. I'm not gonna like
Okay.
actually spoil it. Like at the end of like episode 3, Jinx is like calling out for Vi, and she uses her like full name, Violet. But like when I first watched the episode, I thought she said violence.
That's her birth name.
I was like, oh, so Vi's actual name is violence. She was telling the truth. But it was actually Violet. I just heard it wrong.
Oh, I just realized we can totally just get Anivia because Pet Shop from JoJo, the JoJo fighting game already has Pet Shop, so they could just steal the moveset from that. Because that's a bird that shoots ice, right?
I guess.
Just steal the moveset. How about Corky?
No, I'm seeing Corky as a no. Corky's
Okay.
the only character with 0 lore, by the way.
Really?
He just exists in the world with no explanation.
Keep it that way. That's fun. Hell, is
He's
he
just
a
a
Yordle?
Yordle with a weird helicopter. He's a Yordle.
Okay, because he
His
doesn't have
lore
like
is he's a Yordle who pilots like a weird flying machine.
because he has
and
no
that's his
hair
lore.
aside from the
Maybe
mustache.
he's just a pilot.
Yeah, I mean, he has no hair. All the other Yordles look like gerbils.
Lulu doesn't have any hair.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. Well, all the male ones do, I think, though.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yumi's a cat.
Yeah.
All the male Yordles are covered in hair.
Well, Yumi's just a cat.
The female ones don't have hair. I mean, they have hair.
That's
but they
not
have-
true. Poppy does.
Poppy has
Uh,
hair.
Well, Poppy
So
has hair, but
does-
she's not covered in it.
That's true.
She has
Well,
hair
no.
though. She has hair. You said they didn't have hair.
Vex has fur, too.
Okay.
The new one.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
pretty sure.
that's
I
right.
screwed it
Although
up.
the female ones just have a thinner layer,
Okay.
is what it is.
They changed their rules. How about Tarek?
Okay.
Do we get Tarek? I want him.
I'd be happy with Tarek. Tarek could be cool. Okay, the real question is, do we get Vagar?
Oh,
Why? What would Vagar?
Oh, yeah, no, he'll
He
have
could be a
like,
zoner.
and he'll have like some fancy stuff where you have to like time like his like meteor to come down.
Yeah,
You know, like-
exactly.
Like a peacock, she could drop big objects like from the sky.
And he could have like a weird like passive mechanic where he gets progressively stronger over the course of the fight as you land attacks.
That would be very annoying, but yes.
Like a Lucario type mechanic almost.
No, but in reverse.
Yeah.
What's Master Yi up to these days?
Still dominating low elo.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think Master Yi is gonna get in.
You know,
I think Master Yi will get in.
we'll get Ash eventually, just because she's also like a mascot character.
Well, that's the thing. Is like how the fuck would Ash work?
She would shoot
Hmm.
ice arrows and then shoot a
Like, will
volley
she
of
whack
ice
people
arrows.
with her bow and then she'll shoot them with it?
Possibly. You know,
Like,
I mean,
imagine she'd have to be like a zoner, but like,
I mean, you can make
do
the
much.
you can make the arrow like her just have like melee arrows where they melt like a second after firing.
Yeah. But is Rise getting in?
Hmm. Too many of these characters have annoying projectiles, don't they?
Yeah.
Man,
I'm trying to think.
Rise. I generally do.
I mean,
Probably inevitable. He's probably like
yeah,
an inevitable one. I don't know if I see a base.
yeah. I know we already said this, but like Zed
Zed, yeah, Zed's
Not
totally
base.
him.
totally getting in.
How about Hecarim? I want to play as a horse guy.
I feel like she's too big.
Yeah.
You know, it's too long.
big rim jokes. I don't know. Hecarim is too big jokes. That's going to become a thing.
It's
Let's play
not
that.
even like he's necessarily too big. It's just he's too weirdly proportioned.
Oh, that
You
makes
know?
it fun.
I don't know.
Because he's a horse dude.
How about
I guess the
Aurelian
same reason why like I wouldn't see Lilia getting in.
and Aurelian Soul? I assume would probably
Yeah, I don't
not.
think Soul could work.
Vel'Koz maybe if he's tiny.
What about Victor?
I can see Victor getting in.
Laser beams.
I'm not sure what his kit would necessarily be though.
Yeah, he just shoots his laser beams and walks at you. Then he punches you with his big metal hand.
Yeah, he could smack you a couple times. Tell you that
Yeah,
much.
he's made of metal.
I think we'll get Nasus and Renekton, although I'm not sure if we'll get him in base.
I hope Renekton gets his own spin-off game someday. He deserves it for being a big
I think we
crocodile.
will see a Shuriman spin-off game. Although I don't know what it would be about necessarily.
Yeah, I
No,
have
like
no clue.
our luck, it's gonna be about like Akshan, the new guy.
Who the frick is Sean?
Akshan.
Akshan.
Yeah.
But
He's a
I
dude
can,
with a man bun who has a gun that if you shoot someone with it, every person that person has killed comes back to life.
Well, I want to see how supports are going to work in this game. I want to play as, I don't know.
Soraka.
I could see
Yeah.
Nami working.
Yeah, she has her waves and crap, but how are you going to pull off Sona?
I mean, Blitzcrank could totally be in.
Oh yeah, Blitzcrank will be the best grappler ever.
And like I said, I think we'll get Thresh.
Yeah, Blitzcrank.
I
and
think
Thresh.
I could see Leona.
Really?
Yeah, I could say Leona too. But I think for sure we're gonna get Thresh. I think Thresh is gonna be base roster.
Thresh is everywhere. I still see Thresh around. Like I'm saying, I'm judging this based on characters I still see not interacting with the game.
Yeah, but they're definitely gonna go with the censored Chinese Thresh.
They censored Thresh?
Only in China. He's got like a weird mask.
Okay.
It's not that bad.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
So Karthus probably ain't happening either. Okay.
Yeah, I don't see Karthus happening. Like I said, I feel like it's easier to it's like harder to say like who is definitely not gonna get in, you know?
Yeah. But I want them to prove me wrong and have a really weird roster. Like Zillion.
I don't think Zillion's getting in either.
Or Singed.
oh my god.
Singed might get in.
You know what? Yeah. He'll make paths that like, oh man, he's like narrowed down my options for movement now. I don't want to walk into that poison. Oh man, he just ran at me and threw me slightly. What am I gonna do?
Another character that will definitely not get in will be Seraphine. She's not getting in.
I'm looking at
If
her.
they somehow
don't
try
think-
and find a way to shoehorn her in, I will be amazed.
I'm looking at her. Why
I don't
not?
think Nico either.
Wait, why not Seraphine? I'm looking
Because
at her.
all she does canonically is sing songs.
I mean, we got Lucky Chloe in Tekken 7, so they can do anything.
Okay, if they were to add Seraphine, she'd probably play like Rise in the Persona 4 fighting game.
All I know about the Persona 4 Ultimax is it's weird as hell.
Yeah.
All I know is Junpei has a baseball mechanic where if he gets home runs, he becomes more powerful. That's all I know about.
See, this is the type of shit we need in this game.
Yeah, it's just insane people. I want this game to be nonsense. See, Echo, he looks like too thought out. Like, no, I want
Yeah, Echo looks cool.
I want Teemo with a blind. I want to see that nightmare become real.
You're not going to stop until they put every single yodel in, and they're all going to be really awkwardly mechanic. Like Heimerdinger, he literally just places turrets everywhere.
Yeah, imagine Heimer.
sounds worse than Azir.
See, I think the Yordles could be the ultimate joke characters. It'd be brilliant. No, he'd be better than Azir because the turrets are auto attacks. Like, you don't have to pay attention to them.
Yeah. See, this is why when they went to make a first-person shooter, they didn't set it in the League of Legends universe. Because then they'd have to deal with putting Yordles in it.
Because they're too tiny, I can't hit them.
It'd all be odd job. Because they couldn't make a first-person shooter if you couldn't play as Teemo.
Yeah, he'd be
Or
the first
Tristana,
character.
you know.
You have to have Teemo and Tristana. Like, you need rocket jumping and you need Teemo as the spy. Actually,
Yeah.
can we just get a TF2, like another class-based one where it's only the Yordles?
Yeah, that would work.
I'll play that, where we just Teemo is the spy, Tristana's soldier, Haim is engineer. Let's just get a TF2 mod for this.
Yeah, Ziggs is demo man.
Poppy is demo knight.
But yeah.
Mm.
We got anything else we want to say about this game?
Nah, it's fun to speculate, but
Yeah, I guess Kennen could be the scout.
yes.
Nar could be heavy.
He is fast as fuck, boy.
Yeah, Nar's heavy. Who's the
Yeah.
medic?
Lulu,
Oh,
Yep.
okay, yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, I forgot.
She's the only support one.
Yeah, I guess she
Lulu,
is.
Lulu is a god though, and the oldest.
Oh, she's just a Yordle.
No, she's a god and the oldest. She's a pixie.
No, she's a Yordle that
that's-
just lives in the Fae
No.
for 600 years.
Yeah.
Although now that you said Heimer's like 300, that really makes Lulu less impressive.
I know Poppy is older than Demacia.
Freaking lore, they're doing all this. Remember when Poppy's old lore was just she delivered a shield and then she became an ambassador and that was about it?
Yeah.
Old League lore is really funny. Let's move on. We've been talking about League forever and
Yeah.
screw Riot.
Yeah. We still have so much more to talk about because now we're talking about another crossover fighting game.
Ah!
Multiversus.
Well, we've
this
already
one's
talked about it
worse.
for a while. It's already out. But
Oh god.
the main thing
This
to
one's
say is Super Saiyan Shaggy is 100% canon. He straight up does the thing.
Yes. And we
I
got
forgot this was on the list. You just spent like a half an hour talking about which League of Legends champions are going to be in the League of Legends fighting game, and now we have to talk
We
about
already talked
every
about-
single Warner Brothers IP is going to be in the Warner Brothers fighting game.
We already talked about it before. Just give your top picks of who you want.
We didn't talk about it before. Before we talked about it, it was just the leaked like image, you know.
It's exactly the same as we expected.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it is. I want to talk about it again though. They showed off new characters that weren't in there before, like Arya Stark, whatever her name is.
Game of Thrones lady.
Game of Thrones lady, yeah.
Yeah, they should have just had the who's the dwarf guy? What's his name?
I don't really know.
But you should have had him. He's the only Game of Thrones character I know, and I haven't watched it. Peter Dinklage.
yes.
I mean, he's the actor, but I don't know his character's name. They should have just put him in. I don't know.
Or I know the actor name too, but
Everyone just calls him Peter Dinklage.
it's just like the Stark family and Peter Dinklage.
Was there any other characters we didn't already know about?
Garnet from Steven Universe.
I am happy we got Tom and Jerry.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
Tom
we
and Jerry
already
does look awesome. I'm pretty sure from what it looks like from the trailer, it looks like they play exactly like we predicted them would to be.
Good.
Where they're like Tom and Jerry are trying to kill each other, and then they accidentally hit the enemies and like by like them trying to kill each other. You know?
Perfect.
Yeah, exactly how I wanted them to work.
But who's everybody's top picks? Just let's not spend too
Before
much
we get into that tangent, do we want to actually talk about the gameplay for a minute?
I just saw the gameplay and I have nothing to say about it.
Well, that means you're weak and are bad at your job because I have a lot to say about it.
All right, well,
Tell
Black
me.
Chestnut, you take the floor then.
Okay, so Namely, the biggest takeaway from this, in my eyes, is that the game is balanced and centered around 2v2 specifically. That's what they said. So they're going for 4v4, well, not 4v4, it's going like 2v2 team, which is the main game mode.
Okay, that's
the one that they're primarily balancing around, which is really cool and really interesting because that's, for me, doubles is my favorite way to play Smash Bros.
Yeah, same.
I feel like the game is designed around being at least a little bit chaotic, and doubles is the most interesting way to make that actually balanced. You know?
Yeah.
The game is obviously designed, Smash Bros. Specifically is obviously designed around having 4 players in a match, so doubles,
Yes.
I feel like it's the best way to play the game, personally. At least it's my favorite way. So it's really cool that that is like the default basic mode is doubles.
Yeah, that's neato.
And we actually do see a lot of characters seem to be balanced around this. Like Steven can shield himself in a bubble, and when he does, he'll also shield his partner as well.
Oh.
Okay, so actually having dedicated mechanics for helping other players.
Yeah.
See, Slap City had mechanics like that, but also the game wasn't balanced around doubles, so it was weird.
Yeah.
But
like with stuff like that, you can kind of say have one character be more focused on support, and then have one of the teammates in the match play support character, the other one be more focused on damage and kills.
Okay, that sounds fun.
It seems like Steven is mostly a defensive unit.
Yeah.
So
Steven ever murdered anyone? I've never seen Steven Universe.
He did murder someone in Future, yeah.
Okay. I haven't watched Steven Universe if first aired.
He murders them and then he brings them back to life. But only through really high powerful magic,
Cheater.
He is in fact have a body.
But he did in fact kill them.
Yes. He brutally murdered them.
Yeah. And then he turns into Godzilla.
Yes.
That's how Steven Universe Future ends. Steven kills someone, gets really upset about it, turns into Godzilla, and then everybody hugs it out.
Anything else about the multiverses? It being duos though means that Shaggy being his own character makes sense, because when they add Scooby eventually, we'll have the Shaggy Scooby duo, and they're gonna win Evo. It's gonna be sick.
Yeah, I really like the fact that they made the image of Shaggy reminding Superman what the S on his shirt stands for.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can just do that.
Yeah.
I just gotta say, the Shaggy fighting Superman and Sasuke fighting Superman happening in the same week is incredible.
Yeah.
We just added Naruto to Fortnite. This was planned.
Yeah.
I just want to say Shaggy going Super Saiyan is quite literally an amazing dream of mine that has come true.
Yeah.
It's incredible they finally made it canon. It's beautiful. Big Chungus is inevitable. Yes.
Exactly.
Big Chungus is gonna be one of Bugs Bunny taunts.
Okay. Yeah, it could just be a taunt, you're right.
It'll be like one of his taunts where it'll just turn into Big Chungus and then laugh at you.
Yeah, I can see that happen.
Yeah. I honestly would put money on it.
I can see it.
Yeah. But before we go into talk about potential characters and stuff for it, can we actually talk about how high budget it actually looks?
It looks less janky than the Nickelodeon game.
Yeah. And also they actually got and it's fully voiced, and they actually went out of the way to get most of the original voice actors and stuff. Yeah. What did you say? I'm sorry, I talked.
They got the best Batman voice.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did.
Really good job on that. Much higher budget than the Nickelodeon one.
Yeah, Nickelodeon
Seems like Warner Brothers actually funding it as shit,
Yeah. this is a game I know they're planning to support for a while, like with characters coming out and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is free to play, yes?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so yeah, they are kind of treating this as a service thing, so they gotta have it polished so people actually keep playing it. Yeah. Any other notes of the initial reveal?
No, I do like the fact that this game already looks way better polished than the Nickelodeon game. Like
Yeah.
Black Chestnut just said.
Yeah. Much higher budget as well. Seems like they are putting a lot of care into it. Not to
Yeah.
say that the Nickelodeon All-Stars game didn't have a lot of care put into it, but you could tell that they were working with a budget, you know?
Yeah, like, for example, the characters don't talk.
Yeah.
Like,
You could tell that that game was, you know, on a very tight
shoestring.
budget. Yeah. Which is a shame.
Yeah.
It could have been better provided, you know,
Curious when
more
that DLC
funding.
comes around for that, if they'll patch stuff up.
Yep. I know they just announced the other day that they're like adding like costumes and stuff. Additional
Oh, nice,
costumes.
nice.
Um,
Want to
Alright,
talk
so
about
yeah,
potential characters now?
yeah.
Sure.
Let's move on to that.
Okay, who is your most wanted, Lucas?
My most wanted.
Any Warner Brothers weapon. They own a lot of movies too, so like as we saw, they had Lord of the Rings, like Gandalf's coming. So
You know, I didn't even think about that, and hands down would be my favorite character, Legolas from Lord of the Rings, or Fingolfin from Lord of the Rings.
Vingolfin is the very goofy name.
Fingolfin is the highest ranking elven soldier ever in the
You know,
history
he's
of
an
elves.
elf.
He is a god elf.
Aren't all elves god elves? Don't
No,
they live like
they're
hundreds of
immortal.
years?
They're immortal. They're not gods. The
There's
gods
a
are very
difference.
the gods are very much more powerful than them, even though they're immortal.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
for me,
So
it's like hard to like think of like, oh, who should be added because it's like, well, what does Warner Brothers own? I know it's a lot of stuff, but I can't keep track of it all.
Everyone that was referenced in Space Jam 2 is fair game, which is
You're
everyone.
right. Don't we already know that like Rick is getting in?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
believe he was in the lake. Yeah.
Yeah, but he wasn't shown off in this, which is really weird and interesting because there is characters shown off in the leak that we know is real.
Yeah.
That weren't shown off in here, but there was characters shown off in here that weren't in the leak.
Yeah.
right, that is true.
Maybe that's just like the roster they had because like those are the characters like they owned on that, like because you
Maybe.
own individual characters. I don't know.
I mean, I think that might have been just from the leak because it was like a screenshot of like a test demo or something like that, you know?
Hmm.
So obviously that leaked image was not the full roster.
Yeah. Sure.
Obviously. It probably was, you know, just a slivet of the roster, you know?
Yeah, like earlier development. What? So, can't narrow anyone down.
It's hard to. Warner Brothers doesn't have them own the Matrix, do they?
I think they do.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, I think so. We double check.
Okay, then we're definitely gonna get like Neo or someone from the Matrix.
Do they?
Maybe. I mean, with the fact that we're getting Gandalf and stuff.
Yeah, they own
It's-
Matrix.
Yeah, and with Arya Stark, I think it means that they're like fine with taking stuff primarily from TV shows. Although to be fair, both of those are originally books
Yes.
that they just happen to have the rights for.
Yeah.
But it seems like they're obviously basing the designs off the actors.
Which is usually something they
Makes
don't do that
sense.
often. Gandalf actually looks like Gandalf, which is surprising. Usually they don't like to do their likeness and stuff like this because they got to pay the actor usually.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay, I mean, I already decided my shoe-ins, the characters I need. I need the Warner siblings. I need Yakko, Wacko, and Dot. They need to be in the game.
Wow,
Yeah.
you have a list of this already.
I've thought about it. Yeah, I need Whack. I mean, they could be separate characters or a single character. They're already. And because they referenced it in Space Jam 2, we need Austin Powers. We need him. Could you imagine just how funny it would be to play as Austin Powers in a fighting game with Shaggy as you're fighting alongside? It would be beautiful.
Yeah. I want Daffy Duck.
Daffy Duck.
I'd slam my penis in the car door. Oh, we lost a viewer from that.
Good. Well, Raffy Muck. Yeah, we'll probably get more Looney Tunes characters, inevitably.
Oh yeah.
But we
You know
speculate a lot.
you know what character we're not gonna get?
Oh.
The skunk. That's male skunk character from Looney Tunes.
Pepe Le Pew, right?
Pepe Le Pew.
Yeah.
Pepe Le Pew
Yeah.
got canceled. He's not
Good.
gonna make an
He's
appearance.
never been funny.
He
was
is
a
like the
roman-
worst
He
fucking
was the
character.
romantic skunk who sexually assaulted other skunks.
He's so bad.
It wasn't other skunks, they were cat. It was a cat that looked like a skunk.
Oh.
Nobody likes Pepe Le Pew.
Yeah, he sucks. He's like the worst fucking one.
It's like there's a million other Looney Tunes characters that I like more. Let's get to Granny from Looney Tunes with Tweety Bird. She hits people with, I don't know, something, I'm sure. I haven't watched a Looney Tunes cartoon in forever now.
Yeah.
I actually was just watching like one of those like 8-hour videos on YouTube where there's just a bunch of episodes recorded. I mean, some of these shows are going away. Like you can't find them a lot of
Tunes is
places.
pretty well archived. Warner Brothers releases like big releases like of every episode. Like even the propaganda ones you can still buy officially.
Does
Disney
Warner Brothers
still-
have their own streaming service, or did they just piggy bank off of it?
I think they're part of HBO Max.
HBO Max, okay.
I mean, there is
Yeah.
Cartoon Network. Like it's its own
Yeah.
app.
That's true.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
own Cartoon Network.
But yeah, Looney Tunes still sells their propaganda cartoons, unlike Disney, who doesn't sell the Donald Duck World War II cartoon, which is the funniest one, where Donald Duck has to work 48 hours a day at the Nazi factory.
I had to watch that in school once for like American history.
It is genuinely. I'll go as far as say it is the funniest classic Disney cartoon. It is so funny. It is so good.
So it's hard to think of like characters for this because unlike Disney, Warner Brothers doesn't plaster everything that they own all over your face at all times.
Well, they do
Like,
occasionally.
remember that scene in Ralph Breaks the Internet where they just are bragging about all the properties they fucking own?
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, Space Jam 2 was that. I haven't seen Space Jam 2, but that was what that movie was a lot of the time, wasn't it?
Yeah, but to be fair, I didn't watch Space Jam 2 because it wasn't that good.
Yeah. Well, I've heard it was probably better than Space Jam 1 though, which isn't a very high bar.
I don't think it was.
Space Jam 1's really bad. It's like that movie was never good.
It's so bad it's good, though. I don't think you could say the same about Space Jam 2.
I don't know, when Rick shows up, that's like so surreal that it's honestly, it might be worth seeing. But you want to move on from Multiversus? Because we already kind of discussed this in previous ones from the leaks and stuff.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, I guess if you have nothing else to say on it.
Neither do
Yeah.
I.
We're going long enough. So let's move on to the next
It
one.
looks cool. Interested in it.
Yeah.
I'll probably download it and play as Shaggy.
Yes,
yeah,
agreed.
if it's free, yeah, I'll download it. Sure,
Yeah.
I'll play for as Shaggy. It'll be funny.
Yeah, it does honestly look pretty fun.
Yeah, they're gonna have Shaggy's red shirt from those crappy Scooby-Doo straight to VHS movies. Oh yeah, that's gonna be a costume. It's gonna be great.
Yeah. Anyway, you want to move on to the Pac-Man Museum Plus.
Yes, the Pac-Man Museum Plus. And
So this is like a collection of every Pac-Man game minus the Pac-Land games, I want to say. Or the Pac-Man World games. It has Pac-Land.
which
Yeah, so that's
holy
Pac-Man, although it
crap.
doesn't have Pac-Land. It doesn't have like the Pac-Man 2, the one where you like shoot pellets in your extra stuff. I don't think I saw that.
Mm,
It's missing that one. I think it has every Pac-Man game that was in an arcade. I think that's the criteria.
yeah. Okay.
I think it's every arcade Pac-Man game or every like classic Pac-Man game that just hasn't been released before. Which
Okay.
there's a lot.
Well, hopefully we can get the good Pac-Man collection soon that just has the Pac-Man World games.
Pac-Man World just exists. I've like seen that game once. It looks like the most generic 3D platformer possible. It's probably good, but also at the
One
same
is
time.
okay, 2 is pretty good, 3 is meh.
Oh, this also has the one SNES one where you grapple, where Pac-Man has like a grappling hook for some reason.
Right, where for some reason is Bionic Commando, but with Pac-Man.
Yes.
Okay.
Although you could jump, unlike Bionic Commando. You could still jump, actually. That's the
Yes.
first time that game's been re-released since SNES, though, so that's actually really cool. I've heard it's actually really fun.
Cool.
So that's actually really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of these, I think these are their first ever port, which is neat as hell, honestly. Well, I haven't played Pac-Man Battle Royale in years.
Yeah. This is a pretty cool collection.
It
Yeah,
is,
holy crap, there's like, isn't there like 70 games in here?
I don't think it's that bad. Let me go check.
Yeah, it has more Pac-Man games than Champs and League of Legends.
Yeah,
I-
no, well,
Pac-Man Museum Plus. How many games is this having? Okay, 14.
what was I thinking of?
We said 70 earlier when we were talking about the backwards compatibility.
Oh my
That had
goodness.
70
Oh
games,
my
actually.
goodness.
Now that's what I call a callback.
But yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff in here. Pac Attack, which is Pac-Man Tetris.
Yeah.
Pac-Land and the one where you're grappling. I forgot what that one's called.
Bionic Pac-Mando.
That's what they should have called it. Is that even the same devs? But yeah, if you like Pac-Man, this is probably the best Pac-Man release ever. Like, for real.
It's a pretty great collection overall.
It has freaking everything. Except for any reference to Pac-Man and the Ghostly Adventures.
Yeah.
Luckily. Remember that show?
Yeah, Pac-Man fans are eating pretty good with this one. It's like they went to an Italian buffet.
They're gonna eat all the power pellets. Like a buffet.
All the pasta pellets. It's like rice balls, but pasta instead of rice.
Sure. Does that exist?
It would be yellow too, so it would make sense as power pellets.
Okay. They can just do meatballs and just make it easy.
You can't make meatballs yellow. I don't want to eat a yellow meatball.
Cover it in like
Of course, this is
Alfredo.
unsauced pasta. You know,
cover it
the
in like
way
Alfredo.
Mario eats it without the sauce.
Mario is weird where he eats it without a sauce, and then sometimes he also just chugs sauce in some episodes.
Yeah,
No,
honestly,
he
he
likes
eats his
both, but he
pasta
likes them
without the
separate.
sauce, and then he drinks the sauce.
Mario is a legend.
Yeah.
But yeah, Pac-Man.
When are we gonna get a game that's a Mario collection, a Pac-Man collection, a Sonic collection, and a Mega Man collection?
Well,
never.
Wait, all
All in
4
one.
games? I was about to say we have a
All
Mega Man
4 game collections all into a single game. It's like Sonic Mega Collection, the Mega Man Mega Collection that was on like the PS2,
okay.
Mario All Stars, and this, the Pac-Man one, all in a single game.
See, Nintendo would never let us play some of like the more obscure Mario games. We're never seeing Super Mario Bros. Deluxe again.
Yeah.
Or Mario Advance, the better versions of All Stars that are only on GBA.
Yeah, but they'll sneak the original Mario Bros. Arcade game into every single Mario game in existence.
Nobody wants to play that unless it's the one Flash game version where you play as Lou Albano. That version's worth playing. But yeah, Pac-Man. This is neat. I'll probably buy this at like 3 a.m. someday and be like, I want to play Pac-Man, and this will be like $5 on sale, and I'll buy it and play it for 30 minutes and then never play it again. It'll be great. Okay, maybe I'll play the platformer ones actually because
Yeah, I was just about to say.
Platformer ones are kind of good, actually.
I was just about to say that.
But yeah, do you want to move on then?
Yeah.
Do you have any?
We can move on
say
to the
about-
final topic if we're done with talking about Pac-Man.
Yeah, it's just Pac-Man.
Enough yellow spheroid.
All
I
right.
think the pasta pellets were a great joke, though.
But yeah, we got some Hat in Time news for our last topic.
Yes.
Yes. Well,
Yeah,
it's a
here's for
new
breakfast.
mode.
Yes. So this is really kind of confusing in a couple of ways, honestly. Because like what happened was Gears of Breakfast were like, tune in on this time for like a special announcement. And I was watching it live and they were like, create your own DLC. And I was
Okay.
like, oh, okay. So it's like expanded modding tools and stuff. I guess what it is, it's like paid mods, effectively. They're letting people like
Is this
sell
paid?
their mods. I think to some extent.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure on all the little details. That's what I've
I was
heard.
weird about it because they've already released fan-made mods as part of like official releases. Like a lot of like the Time Rift levels in the DLCs were
Yes.
fan-made.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah. Huh.
And I'm pretty sure this one, the Vanessa's Curse, is also fan made.
Yes.
And this is like the first one they're doing for the create the DLC, creator DLC like thing.
Yeah.
Because I know they somewhat recently had to expand the mod thing because they hit their limit of available like spaces or whatever on Steam.
Oh wow,
For
really?
mod listings, I think.
Is
And
that
they had to
possible?
like enlarge it. That's what I've heard.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure on the little details about it. And I know they had a few updates for Ahead in Time somewhat recently, specifically around modding and stuff.
Mm.
I imagine this is in relation to that.
Oh, I'm curious. I might go back and if they've changed the modding tools at all because when the game first came out, I tried like level making and stuff, and it's hard.
Yeah, I know they made they've expanded on it and stuff.
Yeah, like you had to use what was it, Unreal 3? You had to download that to make levels before.
Yeah.
But yeah, the creator DLC stuff. I don't know. I guess it's pretty self-explanatory. They're just
Yeah, it's interesting. We'll have to wait and see what more comes with it.
yeah.
Although, before we actually move on and talk about the DLC specifically itself, can I just say I'm really happy that this announcement wasn't just more base game DLC and was instead like a multiplayer mode.
Really?
If only because I just finished recording the Let's Play for it for the channel.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, if it was like a new DLC expansion,
You had to record more.
I'd be like
Hey,
worried.
you could have just done base game. Oh no.
Although, like honestly, going into it though, I was kind of expecting like a sequel announcement.
Really? Yeah. It's been a while. Hand Time's old now, man.
Yeah.
It's been so long.
Although I'm pretty sure they did say they are working on their next project, but it's not Hand Time related.
That's fine.
It's a new IP.
You want to move on to what DLC actually is then?
Yes. Okay. So what this is Tag.
Yes, it's tag.
It's Tag.
You have to. You run around as Hat Kid finding crowns while evil hack kids try to tag you, and then you join their team and tag other hack kids trying to find crowns.
Yes.
That's it, really. It's
Yeah.
simple.
It looks fun.
Yeah. Hat in Time has fun movement, so I mean, it'd be fun too.
Yeah. It will finally feels like it's given an excuse for them adding that massive multiplayer update.
Yeah.
Like I've seen people use, but I've never done myself. I've never actually tried the online lounge and stuff.
Yeah, I have, but I've played 2-player co-op, but I never went past that.
Yeah.
But I know, yeah, they had it where you could play with like 50 players, and it was practically just a joke.
Yeah.
But this has like full voice acting and everything too, like new voice acting and stuff from Snatcher or whatever. So this is
Yeah.
like this is impressive. This isn't just like when I heard like creator DLC, I was like, okay, so they're just gonna be like, oh, they're just gonna add a mode, but no, this sounds like Snatcher talking and new visual effects. Like it looks nice.
Yeah. Definitely looks really good. I'm pretty excited to try it on and play it.
Yeah. We have a ETA for this, or
I'm not sure if they said. I honestly don't remember.
yeah, I can't remember. I've watched it as well, but I just can't remember. But yeah, it's tag.
Yeah. It really
I just hope the crown placements are kind of random because I'm worried if they're set, then people will eventually just come up with crazy like speedrun tactics and make it impossible to ever tag people.
Yeah, it's true.
So I'm just hoping they're kind of, if not randomized, then they just have a lot of spawning locations that you can't really guess. So that's my one thing I'm looking at.
When do we get the create your DLC Among Us mode?
Oh yeah, on Hat in Time where you're on Heckin' spaceship. Oh, it'd be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
We could get can we just get an official Among Us costume just added? That'd be great. That'd be hilarious.
I'm sure there's a mod already out there for it.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, this isn't anything huge. I'm curious what other kind of DLC they're doing now.
Yeah. Definitely interesting to see
Ah,
what's going to be in the future.
the future. Yeah. I
The
love Hat in Time.
future.
Future. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I don't really have too much to say about it, to be honest.
They
Yeah, I'm
added
not.
new costumes and stuff with it. It looks pretty good.
Yeah, it looks fun.
I'm going to try it out when it comes out.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I haven't followed this game too much, to be honest
It's
with you guys.
a good
Oh.
game. Go play it.
Yeah.
I'm all right. I have other
Well,
I have.
keep in mind we're about to do a commentary of it. So you're
Ah,
about to experience the whole thing.
that's partially why I've been like not touching it at all because I want to go in blind to this commentary, so everything that I see is genuine reaction to it.
Okay.
So I mean, I am and I'm not, like following
Yeah.
it. But
Yeah.
that is if you're listening to this now back on YouTube or wherever you're listening to this, we Black Chestnut did a playthrough of A Hat in Time, and we should be doing some sort of talk through with that coming soon.
Yeah, commentary
Yeah.
eventually.
It's
Eventually.
yeah. It's a commentary, so I played through the game and then we're going to talk over it effectively.
Yeah.
For anyone who doesn't, fully understand what we're doing with that.
Also,
That's going to start. Well, I don't know when it's going to come out because we haven't started recording the commentary part of it.
yep. But it's definitely something we're gonna be doing in the near future. And something else that's pretty cool for our channel is like a little milestone in my opinion. We got an official logo for the channel. So
Yep,
that's
finally done.
yeah, it's pretty cool. Go check out our YouTube, our
Yeah.
Twitter, TikTok, Twitch. We got it
Yep.
all set up. It looks
Yep.
really, really good.
Yeah, I'm real happy with how the logo came out. It was kind of a design collaboration between me and my dad. I'm real happy with it. Looks really good.
Yeah, I'm glad we stuck with the original consensus of like some sort of train type thing. But when
Yes,
we
we
all
are train themed.
Trains are
yes,
fun.
we are
Yes.
we are the station you get dropped off at and you never leave because we are so interesting.
Yeah.
And then you get hit by a train.
Expect
But
lots of train jokes in the future.
Sure.
yes, we're
If
just
Yeah,
you
we're just
enjoy
gonna
train jokes, you should 100% subscribe now.
yeah, and just to not keep it
You should
awkward,
hit the
let's
subscribe button now.
we're just gonna keep chugging through this last couple minutes.
Yeah.
No pun intended. But I'll
Oh, I didn't catch that at first.
anyways, and any last
Yeah.
words on Hat in Time?
Yeah, real quick about hand time. I myself, this is somewhat related to the playthrough, not really tangentially. I am working on a video essay on hand time, um, about the bosses in the game and like the
Yeah.
boss design, breaking down that, how they work, why they work, why they're fun to fight effectively.
Fun.
So you should look forward to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. The idea is I will make high quality content and then people will watch the low quality content, aka this.
Yeah.
Well, this is just like filler content, if anything.
Yeah,
This
low
isn't low.
quality content.
No. Filler isn't always low
High
quality.
quality filler. It's high
Yeah,
quality
we are
filler.
high quality filler right here.
Okay, it's easy to make content.
Fair. There you go.
Comparatively, yes.
Yeah.
Compared to that, yes, agreed. But being that said, anything else?
Uh,
Nah.
nope.
Hey man, this felt like the smoothest 2 hours ever. Not gonna lie, I did not realize we were going for 2 hours already. But
It's all
Yeah.
want to cut it
game's
off?
fault.
Yeah.
Jerks.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, listening.
Yes, it really means a lot. We got a lot of stuff planned in
If
that.
you made it this far, you probably enjoyed it by not
Yes,
clicking off at 5 different points throughout the video. And it'd be really, really nice if you could like and subscribe if you aren't already.
yes. Like we said before, we took, well, mostly,
Yeah. We have the decency to wait till the end to ask you to do it.
yeah. Instead of
So you
scream,
gotta do it at this point.
yeah, we don't scream at you with a bunch of like disclaimers on the screen saying subscribe and follow now, or else you
Yeah.
die. But subscribe and follow now, or else you die.
Yeah.
No.
But no, because seriously, go check out our YouTube, Twitter, TikTok. We post stuff all over there. Like we said before, we got all the logos updated. It's super, super huge milestone for us. Be great if you can just show us some support.
Yes.
But yeah, thank you for listening and have a great night, everybody.
Farewell.